Howdy, folks. Howdy. Listen, man, listen. I'm Black Dragon, and this is Black Dragon Biker News Network, biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. And for those of you who are tuning in, we are a show that does biker related stuff, especially when it comes to motorcycle clubs. So if you like that sort of thing, like, listen, and follow. Uh, Subject today. Um, our biker news shows, biker news, independent journalists, really just dry snitches. Do biker news journalists and shows like mine, and there are a few of them out here, um, are we bad for the biker community? Are we perpetuating the stereotypes? Are we part of the problem? And if so, what should we do about it? You know, I go back in journalism uh, all the way to high school. I actually, did a little bit of work, not much, but I wrote some articles and stuff for uh, my high school way back when, couple articles. Um, and when I was in the Navy, we have this thing called the mid-watch. We would be up all night long. I think the mid-watch might have started at 11:30 or something and went to 6 in the morning or whatever. And in the control room of my submarine, in order to keep guys awake, I would tell stories. And the whole control room would listen to my stories. And I tell you what, I would tell a story and I would start it on a Monday and I wouldn't finish the story till the next Sunday. Uh, and I became a good storyteller and a good writer. Um, Back in 1988, I got my first camera, and it wasn't long after that I was writing stories and turning them into newspapers and stuff like that. In 1993 or so, my best friend William Patrick DeShields started the San Diego NewsLink newspaper, originally called the African American Awareness NewsLink, and eventually became the San Diego NewsLink newspaper. And I became his editor in chief. Um, and my first office that I ever had was given to me by my motorcycle club. They cut the motorcycle club in half, and half of it was my newspaper office. Me and my best friend William Patrick D. Shields. I remember that when I first went into uh, news, I was looking up the history of news producers and publishers. And I began to understand that doing news was a dangerous business. Back during the slave days, uh, right during the end of slavery, there were a lot of free blacks. And one of the things that they did for a living, there was a woman who owned a newspaper. So as black people were starting to get lynched across America, and I mean in big numbers, this newspaper comes out and starts writing about the lynchings. Well, needless to say, not long after that, the publishing office caught on fire and burned up. It was torched. And the newspaper editors were nearly killed. And it was just a woman. And newspapers and editors and journalists, one of the one of the things that I'll never forget is the um, reporter Daniel Pearl, a Jewish reporter that was in the Middle East. And in order to make a statement, he was kidnapped and his head was cut off. That really impacted me. I always think about Daniel Pearl. I never, ever, ever forget him. One of the first big stories I did was I covered the Million Man March. And, you know, we look at the Million Man March now as not really a big thing. But back when it was happening, it was huge. And one of the things that a lot of guys that I knew and I was around, one of the things that I remember was that there were a lot of folks that were afraid to go to that. And I remember that it was such an electrifying thing. The president of the United States left Washington, D.C. the day that thing went on. And there was danger in the air. A lot of people saw it as this anti-Semite guy bringing millions of black men to Washington, D.C. to burn down the Capitol. Other folks saw it as a hero standing up and talking about things that needed to be discussed in the black community forever. But I can just remember the electricity in the air. It has never been safe to be a journalist. Now, when it started coming to doing biker news, I think I did my first biker newspaper. I was trying to find them earlier this morning, and they're hidden under so much tons of debris in my garage. But when I go back and I think about the articles I first started writing 20 years ago for biker news, if I was to be able to pull out Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine or Urban Biker News was the name of my other newspaper. Well, if I was to go through those articles, not one article ever said anything about an outlaw motorcycle club or a 1% motorcycle club. And I don't know if I even really talked a lot about motorcycle clubs at all back then. Urban Biker, or rather Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine, really was a bunch of big booty chicks bent over motorcycles and a little bit of information spread in, like the fastest motorcycle and stuff like that. There was the Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine was not a hard hitting journalist magazine. It was really a magazine about there's really a magazine about cute chicks. So Urban Biker News, and I got threatened with a lawsuit because it was called Urban Biker News. I think it was Urban Biker News, and the people that were doing biker news, something like that, threatened to sue me for the name. Said my name was too much like theirs. Went through a lot of crap with that, but that was my first, like, my own news magazine. And we never talked about any of the negative stereotype stuff back then. So I catch a lot of hell and negativity when I do these stories about the motorcycle club world, especially when it comes to the big clubs. And I'll tell you a couple things. One, almost nobody that owns one of these shows is still in their motorcycle club. Um, from Hollywood on down, um, it's very difficult to stay in a motorcycle club and cause controversy on the biker set. You could conceivably wind up putting your club brothers in jeopardy. So most people, you guys remember Shaggy, Uncle Shaggy, left the whole business, and you don't ever want to become a distraction, but also what you don't want to do is you don't want to hurt the image of biking. It's always been my contention that as long as I wasn't like, if somebody put it in a newspaper, I kind of felt like I was the drudge of biker news. You don't have to go look at it in all these papers. You can just come see it on the show. I'm just reading what's in the paper. But if we know that newspapers don't always have the right story, don't always tell the right story, and oftentimes have it just completely wrong and not how it happened, if you're reading that, are you part of the problem? If and you know how newspapers are, they'll say it wrong the first time, the second time, the third time, and then when they find out the right thing, it'll be on the back page. SSW Custom Sewing says Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine. That's one I've never heard of. I have one copy I found at a yard sale. Are you serious? That's one you never hear about. I have a copy I found at a yard sale. You've got a copy of Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine? That's crazy. I think I got about 3,000 copies left or something like that. 1,000 or some number, 500. I was going to sell them as keepsakes or something. Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine was like my crowning accomplishment. It is the magazine that got me on the movie Biker Boys. But what I don't want to be is I don't want to be a distraction, and I don't want to be a dry snitch. If I have a name in the biker world, if CNN says something, or Fox, or MSNBC, or NBC, or ABC, if those guys say something, is it as powerful as if I say it? Well, they're bigger than I am. But do they have as much influence as I have in the biker world? So I guess what I'm telling you guys is, I did this once before. I retired from biker news before because it had really just gotten boring. All I was talking about was the same old stuff. This guy shooting that guy, this guy shooting that guy. And I just felt like, hey, I didn't break this. I'm just reading the damn story. It didn't come from me. It's in the newspaper. And I don't know. I don't know if that's good enough anymore. But I think I think where we are right here is I'm taking the show in a different direction. I can't be a distraction, not to the motorcycle club. I don't want to do things that'll get any of my brothers or sisters in a negative light. And of course, myself. But when you do news of any kind, you already know, bro. Daniel Pearl was just out there taking pictures. And the next thing you know, he lost his head. You already know. You had those, I don't know. I think they've had 14 now or 21 reporters killed in the last few months over in the Ukraine. People want to hear the story, but there are a lot of people that don't want you to tell it. It's bad. The one lady down in Israel who worked for Al Jazeera. It's not an easy business. But if you're in the motorcycle club world, there is there are things that we just don't do. And one of the things that we don't do is we don't run our mouths about other people's motorcycle clubs. That's really kind of somebody said 20 plus in Ukraine that we know of. So Edward man, those scrolling fast. No, Black Dragon, don't stop telling the news we need you. And so I love the news. I don't think that I would get away from the news particularly, but reading stories about clubs, shooting clubs, I don't know if I need to be doing that anymore. It's if it's hurting the lifestyle that we have, then what is there to it? The problem is your background is a co-ed club, just like FHO, but you constantly report on all male clubs. 1%ers and folks are tired of one side bashing the other. Well, I don't come from a co-ed club, but if that's what you think, that's fine. But you could be right about the bashing part. If it's seen as bashing, then it is bashing. So the Mike says you're keeping us up on current events. I think you should continue doing it. That's my opinion. You're not putting out anyone's private business. Yeah, but if I'm reading a newspaper report and it says 14 such and such club members were in a shootout on down on the canal zone. They were all on a tugboat and they got in a shootout against another tugboat that was passing by with bikers on it. And 90% of that article is wrong. And later on, they find out that it was terrorists over on that boat that they were shooting at. They never come back and correct that part. So if I'm reading the article and it's not factual or it doesn't have a lot of facts, is it biker news you can trust? And how can I vet that stuff? A lot of times what'll happen is I will tell a story and the crew that I told the story on will call me up and give me, no, this is what really happened. And then we'll come in and we'll fix it and that sort of thing. And sometimes, being 1%ers, they're not going to come on and talk. They'll send a statement and we'll read their statement. And we think we're doing good stuff. We think we're telling the biker angle. But no matter how many stories we tell, the shootings and stuff don't stop. The silliness doesn't stop. The patch policing doesn't stop. So what angle are you saying? Are you biker clubs are not gangs? Like, people don't even believe you when you're talking. So there's a lot of biker news I can do. You guys are always on here talking, well, you don't never do any good biker news. That's because you ain't going to watch it. But there's a lot of stuff. I didn't get my start in this world doing biker news about clubs shooting at each other. That's not how I got started. I got started doing MC Protocol, which was a lot of fun. So I don't know, like, man, and it's really kind of like intoxicating. Like, you guys start sending me stories, and they come all over the place, but it's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. Who hurt who? Simon says, I've learned shot loads from Black Dragon Biker TV. Yeah, when I'm in the business of teaching and I'm doing what I do from my experience as a president and an administrator in a motorcycle club and a person who started chapters and things like that. These are things you guys haven't done before, and it's always nice to be able to go read what somebody else did. I'm doing my book Prospects Bible on audio, and I wrote Prospects Bible in 2014. I haven't read it since 2014. One of the bad things is I get to see my horrible grammar. I'm surprised I don't get more people that rip that book apart for the grammar mistakes alone. I promise you guys, I'm getting ready to. I had one of my readers actually send me the book with all the corrections in it. I'm actually going to take those corrections and fix that book. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But as I was reading that book, I was like, my gosh, this is good stuff I put out there. And so I think I want to push the good stuff. I don't want to harm motorcycle clubs. I don't want to harm our 1%er clubs and dominant clubs. And I don't want to be part of the stereotypical BS that club should be going through. I cringe every time I read the word biker gang. But as a journalist, you can't take somebody else's writing and change it. It's not fair to that writer. Somebody said Easy Riders had great grammar in the beginning, being sarcastic. Yeah, come on down, Eric. Love to meet you. Just give me a holler. Was a relatively new group, have gleaned from the teachings brought by, oh my goodness, it goes fast. Where did it go to? Damn, just off the screen that fast. Don't get down, Black Dragon. We love your news, Maine, and being part of the live chat. Well, we'll still have a daily program. Was a relatively new group, have gleaned from the teachings brought forth by this program. We love and implement the practices taught by you. And maybe that's where we need to be. We need to be in strengthening and bettering the biker clubs of the world, especially those that listen to this show. Maybe that's where we need to be. Heck, I'm not in a club. I started watching just to know how to handle clubs. Well, on my bike through the South, if Black Dragon converts to a cooking show, I'm still watching. And so we're not going to convert to a cooking show, but hell, we surely could. But I mean, don't you guys get tired of every day we're talking about who beat up who, 7 guys on one dude, all this kind of stuff? And then when we tell that story, somebody fires back and says, that's what the news said. That ain't what happened. What happened was Club A wasn't where it was supposed to be. And so Club B had to do something about it, man. And so you're like, Gee, well, I didn't know that. Well, of course you didn't know because the news doesn't know, and you're reading the news as stuff. So you know better than they are. I don't know. I don't know. But of course, you guys are going to be with me. You guys watch me every day. The other thing is that I belong to a motorcycle club. And when uh, I keep telling you guys, it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about we. So when you teach an MC protocol show, then you're breaking that protocol every day. Then you're a hypocrite. And in the biker world, we really just don't be talking negatively about other clubs. We're not supposed to. So I don't know. It's a perplexing thing for me, but I don't want to hurt any motorcycle club. And you guys know that. I don't speak disparagingly of any. Well, what do you think about one percenters? I ask them. Well, what do you think about women's motorcycle clubs? I don't. I love all bikers. Ask them. Well, how do you feel about the Easy Rider MC? I I don't feel any way about them. If you, I feel like they're bikers on a motorcycle club. They deserve respect. And what do you think about Iron Order? I don't think anything about them. Negative, positive. I don't think anything negative about any biker on it. You've heard me say these things. You heard me say that. I'm not here to disparage or hurt motorcycle clubs. So I don't know, man. Investigative journalism: gather the data from both sides and report the news. So in order to do investigative journalism, you actually got to do some investigative. So waking up in the morning or at night and looking up all of the news articles and reporting the juiciest ones is not very investigative. It's not. It's not investigative. Now, everybody you know that has one of these shows is no longer in their motorcycle club. Because doing this is you can put your brothers in danger. If they can't get to you, if people are mad at you and they can't get to you, they might run over one of your club brothers or sisters, and you can't, I can't, I can't do that. And I have become a face of a club. If I walked away from the club tomorrow, I would still be a face of the club for a long time. And so that's another thing that I think about when I think about what I'm doing. I used to say, well, if you don't want to be in the news, don't do anything newsworthy. But I can't be a protocol channel and do stuff that's against the protocol. Like, man, I've had some stuff happen where I wanted to pick up the phone and call the police. I'm not afraid to call the police on your behind, but hey, you're a motorcycle club. You don't, bro. We don't do that. No, we don't. That's not what we do. There's a way the lifestyle is lived. So I want to do shows. I'm hopefully I'll be able to keep your attention. I hopefully I'll be able to keep your attention. Somebody said, if you don't want to hurt the club scene, don't cook for them. Uh, you know what? I know that was a body shaming attack right there. And there's a lot I can do. Like, I need to bring back, uh, what was it? Biker. Oh my goodness. Biker karate. What? I can't remember what I called it. Need to bring back, the workout videos. I need to bring back the, when was the last time we did a protocol video? I need to get back to interviewing motorcycle clubs. You know, Pablo said, point taken on being the face of the club. I made political statements that adversely affected a local charity that I headed up. Yeah. Is it like the guy who worked for Amazon or Disney? You're in the business of showing people a good time, and you make a statement down in Florida that got the whole Disney park world turned around on its head. Like, we took away Governor DeSantis down there wasn't playing. They took away those people's autonomy and all kinds of stuff, and just really slammed it to Disney. And thousands and thousands and thousands of people stopped going because, and so those are jobs that are affected, that people aren't eating because you came out and said something. And then you have a certain position, bro, you can really hurt the organization. I have done so many things to build up my organization. And arguably some people could say so many things that have detracted from it as well. Somebody said, did you have other things in mind for your show? Maybe a Q and answer type of thing? Are you still doing the RV videos? So yeah, I've got so many RV videos that I've made. I just haven't launched the RV show because this one takes up a whole hell of a lot of time. And to tell you guys the truth, I really want to do a wider spectrum of news. I have a show called Black Dragon Report, which is here on YouTube, Black Dragon Report. And it's about trending stuff like what did Jay-Z do to Beyonce, stuff like that. I just never have launched it. And I tell you what, I went and I bought a suit and tie for every day of the week, because that's going to be my show where I'm suited and booted. And then I want to do the Think Tactical show where we talk about, real stuff. Like, bikers have a interesting thing, but fighting each other is really not the answer. I mean, I touched upon this the other day. You have corporations that are buying up every house that people like you and I can afford by the millions. No news show is talking about that. And their intention is not to sell those houses. The intention is to use those houses like a portfolio. Like if we charge rent at the level it would take to buy that house or higher. Because I moved into an apartment in Georgia in 2004 down in Midtown, called Bass Lofts. They took a high school and turned it into housing. And I had the entire boys' gymnasium and locker room as my loft. 4,000 square foot or more apartment. It was just an apartment. Maybe it was 6,000 square feet. It was freaking huge. My stairs were like the stairs in a high school. In fact, I felt guilty throwing my dirty clothes on the stairs, thinking, gee, maybe a teacher's going to come and be mad at me. And I lived there from 2004 to like 2009. And I moved in there. My rent was $900 a month, something like that. And by 2009, they were taking my rent to $2,000 a month. That was 2009. I can't imagine what it would cost to live there now. Maybe $3,000 or $4,000 a month for an apartment. How do you save enough money to to buy a house when you're spending $3-4 grand a month for now? And this was a 1-bedroom apartment. It was a loft, and I mean, it was huge. This is where my photography business first started. And I had, just the most incredible sights downtown. Oh man, I was a photographer doing my thing. But somebody comes in and they get that thing and they make it where you can't afford to rent. And bro, they buy every house up. And somebody said it recently. You will own nothing and you will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. How can you own anything if corporations are buying up all the housing? It's just like, it's unfair. And this is news I'm not talking about, because I'm talking to you guys about who shot who on the highway, who shot at who, and disparaging the biker community in so doing, especially if I'm not reporting the exact facts because I'm reading from a newspaper article that doesn't know. So I don't know. I do know. We're taking a turn. For anyone I may have hurt, was not my intention. Never was my intention. So we're gonna and I apologize. So we're gonna take a turn here, and maybe do some Jerry Springer stuff too. I always had fun with that. If your club brother cheated on you with your wife, and you want to come on and tell the story, those will be fun. So I don't really know. You guys can always send me show ideas right here at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. And hey, thank you, Wild Bill, for that donation. Appreciate that, man. And we can do it like that. But I don't know. I don't want to be bringing a light to motorcycle clubs, and I don't want to tell things that are going to put them in a worse kind of position. Like, a lot of folks will tell you that, okay, so if it's in the biker world, if CNN talks about it, who cares? But if Black Dragon talks about it, now it's an issue. Because Black Dragon has a name in the biker world. So somebody said you read a news article and you make comments. But yeah, but in the biker world, we don't really be commenting on people's clubs. So I don't know, man. Black Dragon, you are not the father. The father of what? Somebody said I was the father or something. This is probably going to be really funny. So, Black Dragon's Guns and Glory show. Now I like that. But But the one cool thing, a point counterpoint show, I like that. Um, I have 3 baby mamas. Oh, and Black Dragon is, yeah. Well, Billie Jean is not. So, the one great thing that I do have is I have a very dedicated, at least 100 people that are going to watch my show no matter what. And what I like about you guys, most of you guys I've made moderators, and if I didn't make you a moderator, it's probably because I didn't notice. And you should just send me an email, say make me a moderator too, instead of being mad at me like he didn't make me a moderator. Um, Good morning, Black Dragon from War Gorilla RGMC from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning, King James. But the coolest thing that I have going is that my audience knows everything. And you guys are going to keep me strong. You're going to help me with this and help me build an even stronger show than I ever had before. And of this, I have no doubt. So our biker news segment, and it's hard because, man, oh my God, there's some juicy stuff out there. But if it brings negativity on a club, you know, I would hate it. I would truly hate it. I don't want to gloat at or triumph or even peddle and stuff that, for instance, when my motorcycle club had this very horrible wreck just a few weeks ago, one of these shows wrote an open letter to me that they put on their show, and it really, I mean, it angered me. But you know, who the hell are they to speak on? But then, hey, bro, you do it every day. So there you go. So anyway, good morning, Black Dragon. I'm not part of the motorcycle world directly. However, my husband is the president of a well-known South Florida MC. I appreciate the show. Well, thank you, Siren T. And you know, Siren, that's really interesting. I love your name. My mother, before she died, I gave her name, and it was Sepia Siren. So I love that name. Thank you for that show of support. Do a show about submariners. You can't disparage them any more than they disparage themselves. Hey, Trevor, don't do that. Do not do that, man. So we have many different people in the world of motorcycles: poets, musicians, painters, model trains, cooking, and you name it. Man, I had a talk last night. Not last night. I had a talk at like 4:00 in the morning this morning. Was it 4? I think it was 3 or 4 this morning, with the president of one of the Hurricane Biker Girl chapters. And we were talking on Snapchat, and she was telling me about her cross-country ride across America with her girls and all of the stuff that they went through. And it was so damn funny. And I just begged her to come on the show and tell that story. And she said she would come. She'd bring her girls and tell the story. I mean, they went through hell. And I think you guys would be interested in stories like that. One of the girls lost the whole entire sole of her shoe, where it was barefoot, holes in her socks because she had the wrong shoes. And she sent me a video of that. And man, I fell out of my chair like, oh my God. So I think I'm going to have great stuff for you guys. I really do. I think we're going to have even more fun than before. One thing I want to do is I want to do some some acting. One of my favorite shows that I watch almost every day is a guy by the name of Country Wayne. And if you are not familiar with Country Wayne, spelled with a K, if you're not familiar with Country Wayne, this guy has some really, really funny shows. He's the newest uh, comedian out there, really, and he did it all on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And I like his delivery, and I want to do skits. I think skits would be so funny. I need to actually get an acting crew. If you're in Atlanta, let me know. I want to get a crew together, and I want to do some skits about silly stuff that happens in the motorcycle club world that we could laugh at ourselves about, but understand this is really kind of silly the way we're doing these things, and do some teaching that way. So yeah, so let me put that out there. So if you want to be on my acting team, hit me up at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com or call me at 404-692-0336. And we're going to take the show in some different directions and see what happens and have some fun, I hope. I am the founder of a motorcycle club and really appreciate your insight. And that's the problem I have when you're doing an audiobook. And you can't speak. It takes 2 hours to record 30 minutes because you want to say insight. I'm the founder of an MC and really appreciate your insight and sharing of wisdom. I think that sharing information to educate people who are not real bikers is a good thing. It's important because it helps to teach people. It helps teaches people. And that's important. But reading a news story about somebody shooting somebody or beating somebody up is not, well, I do get to share insight in it, but I'm talking about somebody else's club. So, and then, you talk about some of the most well-known and arguably strongest and arguably respected MCs in the world, and um, and they ain't never fixing to come on here and tell their side of the story. Yeah, very few. It happens every now and then, and so it's not fair. We want to. Sometimes they'll send a release. Sometimes they'll call me and ask me to release stuff, and we'll be down for that. We want to show the positive side of clubs. We're never going to be a talking head for any club. So we're not going to tell your story. You can tell your own story, but we'll share news and information. Sometimes they do that. So coming back from Orlando Sunday, I seen some funny stuff. I'm glad I ran it. Riding the iron is what it's about. And Brother Goose, we're going to do a SHIT load of running iron stories, riding the iron. You should do a Biker Boy sequel. I'm actually working on a script right now. I have 2 scripts I'm working on, and I have been in touch with the folks that I did that movie with, and I was talking this, that, and the other, and I got a thing. Somebody said, "Well, write a damn script." So I'm working on it. Have you ever seen the Tattoos and Turnpike show on YouTube? That was a cool show that had influential tattoo artists and their views. No, haven't seen it. An MC reality show. There's been a lot of people to try those. I haven't seen one get off the ground yet. Now you're not going to really see an MC reality show. You saw the Laughing Devils and stuff, and that's all it's not going to ever be a real club. Why? Because We don't do that. Have you ever seen a mafia reality show? No. Why? They don't do that. That's that no, you might see wives of mafia dudes reality show, but you're not fixing to see a real MC reality show. Um just some of the stuff we go through. I mean, what are we going to take you to a COC meeting? That ain't happening. It ain't. It's just we haven't we haven't gotten there yet. Anyway, um that's where we are with this. And I did this before. I left Biker News before. I left it because it had really gotten boring. And then I came back to it. I was bored, and but I came back to it. But I don't want to do it like this. I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want to be a distraction to my motorcycle club. Not ever. Um that I don't ever want to do. Um you guys don't know, but I stepped down from national president, which was the greatest job I ever had, because um I was becoming a distraction. So uh, you saw Shaggy. He did it. Um, he stepped down from this. He shut his channel down because he was becoming a distraction. And it's why I respect him so much. I know he wears lightning bolts and shit like that, but as a squared away dude, um, he's the real thing. He's squared away. He put his club above himself. And if you're talking about a protocol channel, uh, you gotta be um, uh, about the protocol you talk about. Uh, I see you, Simon. Thank you, man, for watching. Have a good one. Okay, so for 52 minutes, I've droned on about this. A person willing to take a container of flammable liquid, place it on top of a hot engine, and then put the whole thing between their legs is a crazy person that probably is riding a racer to all hell. Sammy the Bull had a show. Did he? Did he really? How long did it last? Did Sammy the Bull really have a show? Uh, 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 wow, I didn't know that. All righty, folks. Motorcyclist, a person willing to. Oh, that's what the definition of a motorcyclist is. Absolutely. Do you think there's a jealousy line somewhere in there? Oh, I think absolutely in everything that you do when you are successful at it, there will be people that are not enamored of your success. So, I can do an RV channel, and if it becomes successful, there will be some RV folks that get on there and be like, "Yeah, everything you're saying is wrong," and you pick that up, absolutely. But uh, we will be concentrating on the things that got us to this point, and I don't know. It hopefully you guys will like the show. We'll put a lot into it. We'll absolutely put a lot into it. You'll like that. All righty. I think that's pretty good, Mikey Savage. Just so we're clear, you are still doing the round table. Yeah, we'll still be doing the round. Just so we're clear, we'll still be doing the round table. Absolutely. And I want to get really some really great guests on the round table. President's Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, Prospects Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible. These are my books. Want you to get these. If you have not already done so, you can get them Oh, let me put that up. Yeah. So order my books: Prospects Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, President's Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible, and Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, available on Amazon, Kindle, or your autographed copies at blackdragonsgear.com. You can watch Black Dragon Biker TV on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, here on YouTube. And we also have the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos that's simulcast on all the places where you get your podcasts, such as iTunes and places like that. iTunes and iHeartRadio and Spotify and stuff like that. So it's called the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, LAIR, Dragon's Lair, where dragons hold up. Please join our Discord. The link is in the description box below. And we have a Discord family, and you guys will love it over there. We'll be spending a lot more time in the Discord channel. So you guys can go over there and talk to me, or actually video with me person to person. It'd be kind of cool. We are taking up a collection for the Black Sabbath MC North Shore chapter, for the incident that we had on the high accident, actually. So GoFundMe is Black Sabbath MC North Shore chapter fundraiser. And we have Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. That's how you get a hold of me. Make sure to go over to Big Bones Station. Watch out for his new podcast and YouTube show. Oh, heck. Where did I put that phone? Oh, don't you just hate that? Okay, whoever that was hung up. Man, I hate that. So go to Big Bone Show, his new podcast on YouTube, which is the Big Bone Yard. Go check him out over there, man. The Big Bone Yard. All right. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in. And get skinny. And you guys know to get the books. You know to get the soap. You know to get the rings. These are things you know. And that's it. Peace and chicken grease. Thanks for that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Okay, here. Let's check this out real quick. You know, I've been talking about my hero soap. I wanted to show you guys. Here's my empty bag of my hero soap. I actually use this stuff. I'm going to do a commercial with me in the shower. You guys will like that, won't you? Won't you guys like seeing me in the shower? I'm going to have a model with me, some sort of maybe 2 or 3 models around me. I don't know if you guys remember the commercials that used to have Joe Namath in them. Great balls of comfort with Noxzema. You remember those commercials? Are you guys old enough for that? Where he had these models around him. He's in the shower and he's got this Noxzema cream. Yeah, so I'm going to do me some, you guys want to see me naked, right? So anyway, this Hero Soap Company, I use this stuff. They sent it to me. I used it, and it's awesome stuff. And what I like about it, and, I'll just be kind of cool with this, is that it's manly. It smells good. They got all kinds of soaps. They've got lavender and all these kind of manly smells. Peppermint tea tree, peppermint cool, spearmint. The woods, they have body washes now, which is new for them. They didn't have the body washes when they first contacted me, but they got them now. What I like about these folks is that they give a percentage of their sales back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. So that's, they say, we want to thank you for helping us support our veterans. So if you, and first responders, so if you buy some of this soap, they're going to send, you can get a subscription. That's the other thing. You can get a soap subscription, like you can get a razor blade subscription. And if you buy their soap, a few things happen. One, you get some soap to wash your ass. They get some money, that part of it they're going to give to veterans and first responders. And if you use the discount code Black Dragon, which is what we're hoping you use, they will give a percentage to us as well, which helps keeps the show supported. So good on them, good on you, good on us.